Hi, I'm Jeanette Matthews. I teach in Biblical Studies here. I teach the Old Testament subjects at St Mark's.
I'm Michael Gladwin. I lecture in church history here at St Mark's.
And we want to talk a little bit today about why you would want to study theology and what sorts of things you can expect and whether there's resources that can help you in that. So Michael, what did you find valuable about studying theology?
Well, for me, theology was really important in, I guess, deepening and enriching my faith. I became a Christian around 19, but I had lots of intellectual questions as well in relation to whether Christianity stood up as a credible intellectual option. I'd been studying literature and philosophy, and I needed to explore my faith more deeply at that intellectual level. And I found the more I looked into it, the more it did, and actually it strengthened and deepened my faith as a result.
Mm. So there's a saying that all Christians are theologians. If that's true, why should Christians need to study theology?
Well, I think just to add to your saying there's also a saying that all Christians are theologians, but they're either bad theologians or good theologians. And there's a need to think through deeply, those questions of faith.
Mm. Yeah, I guess the other thing that we think about here, because we're doing theology in a university setting, in a sense theology is like all other study in that you need to be very rigorous, you need to explore a whole lot of views and options that you might not have thought of before, and that can be quite unsettling. But at the same time, theology is not like any other study because it is about that relationship you have with God and that very deep, meaningful part of your existence. And in that sense, it's very exciting because by studying you can deepen your faith and your commitment. What's unique about studying here at St Mark's?
Well, for me, just going on from that question of studying God as a subject, this is not just an academic exercise, it's not just abstract intellectual exercises, but this is, I guess, thinking more deeply about our encounter with God personally. And also there's a sense where there's mystery with God. We're dealing with the infinite, we can never fully grasp. So we're seeking to do that, but we're also seeking to do that in the context of a relationship with God personally, but a relationship with each other as well in a community. So for me, one crucial thing about theology here at St Mark's is studying in the context of a worshipping and prayerful community. So we make time each day during semester to pray together and to have morning tea together, and often to have meals together as well. There's that relational context, I guess, is important.
Yeah. So one thing that we've tried to do to help students with the challenge of beginning study theology is we've put together a book. It's a book that I edited called God by Degrees, but there are contributions through the book from a lot of the lecturers in the School of Theology. And the book has both practical aspects to it. So Michael wrote a very practical chapter. What was your chapter on?
It was called Journey on the Shoulders of Giants. So it was using the work of others. Practical things about plagiarism, why we cite and reference, how we quote, how we make notes, just some of those practicalities of dealing with others' work.
And then the other half of the book is about more or less the philosophical base. Why is it important to study theology? How is theology different to the other disciplines? How can we know about the 4 different sub-disciplines in theology and that sort of thing? So if you're interested in this book, it's only $10 for students, and it can be bought at the St Mark's office or through Barton Books or the St Mark's website.